Good evening and welcome to the 2/3 party. Yep, that's right. I'm partying by myself and with you guys, of course. But we have made it 2/3 of the way down the trail. I'm at mile marker something like, I don't know, 760, something like that. Maybe less than that. I don't remember. Look, I calculated it. Troutville, that was the 2/3 mark. We're just 2 miles past that. I'm at this really cool little wine bar called T-Zone. Look, I got IPA'd out. You breweries need to listen up right here. I'm tired of IPAs. There's too many of them. And not only that, they're way too easy to make. Why don't you start making something difficult, like some Belgian ales or something like that, you know? Just quit playing around. I can't handle it anymore. Look, my tongue is just about to drop off because the damn cannabis lupulus. I love it, but you can only put too much flour in a beer and it tastes nasty. All right, enough of that. Well, let's catch up. Speaking about beer, while we're drinking wine, delicious wine, by the way, a Pinot Noir. I don't know what it is, but it tastes good. Last time we checked in, it was Waynesboro, and that town treated me really good. I took a zero there, and she's bringing me more wine.
There you go.
I will say, Hannah's one of the most beautiful waitresses I've ever seen.
Thank you.
And she's damn good. So, Waynesboro was good. We took a zero there. What do I got, a mouse in my pocket? Zeroed there. Got my my knee feeling good. Hiked out, had a great hike. And I was hiking along. It's getting dark. There was supposed to be a stream. In the guidebook, there was no stream. Virginia's very dry right now. The whole South is dry. They get a little rain like last night. It doesn't last long. All these fronts are coming through as clippers. And if you don't know what a clipper is in the meteorological world, did I say that right? Probably not. They come out of Alberta. They come down and they go right across the lakes, the Great Lakes. And then they hit like Pennsylvania, New York, and they just tear up the Northeast. So if you're hiking up there, you got snowed on really big last night. But I'm not up there. I'm in Virginia. I'm in the beautiful South. And it is beautiful. The trees are looking great because the leaves are off. You say, Giggles, how could that look great? Well, I get views of the mountains. If you're in the springtime, like the northbounders, all they see is green leaves. They don't get to see the mountains when they're on the side of it until they get up to the peak. Now, back to the story. So, I don't know, a day or two out of Waynesboro, and this stream is dry. And I'm looking at the deal, looking at AWOLs, and there's not water for another 10 miles south. I can go back. But who wants to go back 2 miles? Look in there, and there's Devil's Backbone Brewery. Give them a call. Beautiful salad.
Fresh
I'm in
pepper?
heaven. Bring it on, all the way.
I want to stop.
Yeah, like stop in 3 minutes.
Perfect.
So, Devil's Backbone Brewery is owned by InBev now. I don't like those big corporations, but they're still cool. Like another 2 minutes, yeah.
All right. Okay.
I'm gonna wear a wrist out. All right. There we were good. Thank you, Hannah.
All right, you're welcome.
So, I give the brewery a call, and they said, all right, we will be there in 5 minutes or so. Just sit on the side of the road. And I said, okay. So, I sit there. Nobody comes. It's like 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes later. I give them a call. They said, look, we sent somebody. They even blew their horn. I heard a car down the mountain that blew their horn. I checked the book and I said, well, first I called back. They said, look, we honked our horn. I said, I heard a car horn, but they didn't go, but nobody stopped where I was. I look at AWOLs. I'm a half mile off. I'm on the wrong road. I'm up the mountain. So I called them back. I said, look, I apologize. I'm only a half mile away. Give me like 10 minutes, I'll be down there. It was downhill, so I was there in like 5 minutes. There's a sheriff sitting there. I go up to the sheriff, I say, I know this is a small town, but the brewery didn't send you to pick me up, did they? He laughed and he said, no, but they'll pick you up. I said, what's going on? He said, well, there's a cabin burning down up the mountain. While I'm waiting, all these fire trucks are going. Now, a fire truck in the mountains in the Blue Ridge, if you got a cabin, it's burnt down, because I watched this thing go up the mountain, going up these switchbacks. Let me tell you, you got a better chance of keeping your house in Gun Barrel City, which has their offer when it comes to putting out fires. But the brewery picked me up finally. I get there, I have this wonderful feast. I have excellent beer. Now what the deal is, this brewery is an independent little brewery, and they got bought out by InBev 2 years ago or so. They made a good contract, and they said, look, you're not messing with our recipes. We got it down. This brewery has won multiple awards. World Beer, the what's the one in Colorado? Great American Beer Fest. They have a shitload of awards. By the way, I'm going to let the language flow. I'm partying that. I don't care. If you're under the age of 18, turn this baby off. If you're older than 70, you probably need to turn it off too. Go watch some damn Fox News. All right, enough of that. So the brewery lets you camp there. So they take your money with the beer, they take your money with the food, and they say, all right, you can camp, but you got to hitch your ride back. Oh, no problem. I'm in heaven. And not only that, they leave the bathroom open for you all night. So if you get cold, you can go in there, take care of business. I was feeling great the next day. So I hiked on down to Buena Vista, not Buena Vista like it's spelled, but Buena Vista. You know, you got a little accent around here. We are in the South. And nice little town. Went into the barbecue joint while I'm doing my laundry, ordered some brisket thinking, can these guys do brisket like we do in Texas? Please, nobody can. They don't know what they're doing. They got the pulled pork down, but the brisket was not that hot. They didn't even know what a chopped beef sandwich was. But that's all right. I learned my lesson. You know, you don't mess around. You know they don't have it here. Get the pulled pork next time. Get the spare ribs. You know, don't play around. Buena Vista was good. So I said, I'm not making that mistake again. There's a Mexican restaurant. Surely I'm not going to go in there. They don't know how to do Mexican over here. At least not Tex-Mex. Boy, I was wrong. I went to the motel. I said, that's the place to go. Friday night, the whole place was packed. And they put it on when it came to the Mexican food. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And the beer was good. They gave me a margarita. Look, it wasn't one of those huge fish bowls like this. It was more like that. But they loaded that baby down with half tequila. I only had to have one of those. I was feeling good. You can't get that in every restaurant. Table across from me, got these college kids. It's a little college town, and they got a small cup, you know, about the size of the college I went to. These college kids one kid has like this margarita. He calls the waiter over, and the waiter brings him a damn bottle of tequila. It's only got that much tequila left, but he just said, hide it and just drink that damn tequila. I couldn't believe it. I was laughing my ass off. And then I got a ride from a guy to the trail the next day. It was an alright little town. And then I had a bad day. I started thinking too much, and my muscles were sore, and I just need a little pep talk. I just don't know. I was feeling bad. And so I only did like 8 miles that day. Healed up a little bit, and I came into, what was the next town? I'm trying to look at my notes here. Oh yeah, Buchanan. Buchanan's a little bitty town. They only have basically a gas station and a Burger King and this new little restaurant that opened up. I met some people who are trying to start a hostel, and became friends with them. Told them, look, if you need a guy to run your hostel, I know what I'm doing here. I've been to a lot of them. And I'm really quite serious about it. So now we're in Daleville. Daleville is on Interstate 81. It's about 10 miles north of Roanoke. And I don't know, I've only been in this town for maybe 5-6 hours. I went to the tap house. I just got beered out. I can't have any beer. I said I got to have some wine. So I'm really enjoying something different. I got this Greek salad coming. It's great. And I will say I had some excellent barbecue in this town. I got the pulled pork and I got the ribs. They had Brussels sprouts. I'll take Brussels sprouts any day over some crappy ass slaw. You know what I'm saying? I never understood why you spend all day cooking something and make it better than something you can get at a 5-star restaurant. You're going to serve it with some sorry ass coleslaw and some crappy ass yellow potato salad. Why do that? Save that for some crap ass food. Don't do it with some good barbecue. I got a good baked potato. I got those Brussels sprouts. I'm feeling great. Got some vitamins. Eating healthy here. I got my salad coming. A little vino keeps your guts from rusting out. Got to give a shout out to Chris Katulak. He gave me a call. Same day I was feeling rough. He was on his way down to Austin, listening to some blues music, and then down to Fredericksburg. Fredericksburg's close to me. On my mom's side, my grandparents lived in Fredericksburg, but my grandfather had an apple orchard. So I grew up going to Thanksgivings down in Fredericksburg, playing around the apple orchard, watching deer hop by when I was a kid. That's a beautiful part of the country. It's called the Hill Country, and if you've never been there, get on down to the Hill Country of Texas. It's hard to beat. Right now, the trees are green because they're live oak. Deer everywhere. I'm getting a little homesick thinking about it, but it's beautiful here too. Now, I want to talk about the Blue Ridge a little bit, because that's where I am. The Blue Ridge run from Pennsylvania all the way down to Georgia. Believe it or not. See, I'd say even most people, and myself were kind of confused. How far does the Blue Ridge go? It goes a long way, and actually part of the Smokies are part of the Blue Ridge. The Roan Highlands are part of the Blue Ridge. The Black Mountains are part of the Blue Ridge. There's several others, I can't remember what they are. And the Blue Ridge are called the Blue Ridge because there's a blue haze everywhere. And I don't remember what the chemical's called, but that blue haze is actually caused from the trees that release a gas, and that causes the blue haze. And not purple haze, blue haze, different stuff. But it's beautiful, especially when the sun goes down. You get these colors. It's unbelievable. And right now I'm I'm in the Great Valley, they call it. The Great Valley runs all the way from Georgia up to upstate New York. And the Shenandoah Valley is part of the Great Valley. So I'm in the lowlands right now, and it was not bad temperature today down here. Although it's getting a little cooler and the fronts come through. But you know what's great is the next few days there's not supposed to be a lot of wind. I don't know if I'm going to go hiking or if I'm going to take a zero tomorrow. I haven't done my groceries yet. I took care of some business. I did my laundry today, showered up, but I just ran out of time. So I got some stuff to do. If I do go out hiking tomorrow, it's going to be a Nero. You know, it's going to be at least less than 8. And I may just get my rear out of town. I'm headed to Catawba. It's, 20 miles south of here. There's a hostel there. I want to stop there just to check that place out. Sunday we're supposed to have a high of like 38 and a low of 20. Now in the mountains you got to remember you got to cut off some degrees there. So it's going to be rough. I really want to get into a place there, but I don't think I can make it to Parisville. I don't know where I'm going to stay. But I'll figure it out. I just don't want to be in my damn tent when it's that damn cold at say 2,000-3,000 feet. It just doesn't sound fun to me, and I'm all about having fun on this deal. And I don't mind some cold weather, but if I can get off on a day like that, I'm going to try my best. The rest of the week doesn't look too bad, and I'm pretty hopeful. Now, even though these low temperatures coming, what the meteorologist in Roanoke says is this is 20 degrees below average. Well, when you take that into account, I'm gold. Get me down to Tennessee, get me up in those Smokies before the snow comes. Because once the snow comes in the Smokies, it can get rough. But I think I'm going to be all right. You know, I've said this time and time again. It looks like we're in a La Nina year. La Nina means dry, for the southeast. It means really rough weather for the northeast. And that's how it's been so far. Now we do have this next low coming out of Baja on the southern jet, and they were predicting snow, but it's not going to look like it's looking like there's not going to be any snow, and I just don't think it's going to be that bad. Those Baja lows they're not that bad, so I'm just not that concerned, and I think things are going to start really brightening up. I want to thank Nate for talking on the phone, pumping me up to keep hiking. He kind of predicted this weather to be like that. He said, look, it's not going to be as bad as they say. I want to thank my dad. He keeps me in touch with what's going on with the Southern Oscillation in the Pacific, which I know most of you guys don't know what that is, but if you're a nerd into meteorology, you know what I'm talking about, and I don't know, I get off on talking about that stuff. The only other question I have is what the polar vortices are doing, but I don't know if you can get those reports yet. It's kind of new science. I want to. Well, I was going to say something, but I changed my mind. Well, people have been asking me. They say, "How many southbounders have you seen?" I don't think I've seen a soutbounder in over a month. The last one that we checked in with Cheese, and she's not really a true southbounder. She started in like middle of Pennsylvania, and she only made it. I don't even think she's on the trail. Look, she's 19. She's got a 19-year-old friend. They're not serious about the deal. When was the last southbounder I saw? New Jersey. Maybe New York. And I haven't even heard of those guys. I do know that Not Yet is on the trail. I checked in with him, gave him a call. He got really excited that someone was actually behind him because he's been wondering if anybody is. I got Big Tex ahead of me. I gave him a call because I don't know him, and he comes from my same area. He's from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I want to get to know him. I gave him a call. I said, look, when we get off this thing, I want to have dinner with you in Dallas. I want to get to know you, but he hadn't called me back. I know he's up near Calamity. Calamity's from the UK. I haven't heard from Coffee Break in forever. I got to call him up. I don't know if he's even on the trail anymore. I'm surprised. I hope you're listening, Coffee Break, because I know you watch this. Give me a holler, and I promise I'm going to try to give Coffee Break a call because I love him and I want to know where he is. There's several other Sobos. I don't even know who they are, but I heard they're in front of me a little bit. Look, I'm running solo here. I kind of enjoy it, actually. I like to talk a little bit in the shelter, but it's also nice just to have a shelter all to your own, just you and the rodents, which haven't been too bad. You always hear them rustling, but they don't mess with my stuff. People ask me about the bears. Have the bears been, Giggles? Bears have been no problem. I think I told you in Waynesboro about that one that messed around, or maybe it was back in Luray, that one that messed around with when I was cooking my ramen noodles. I spooked him off. Have I seen one since? Yeah, I saw like one. I've been seeing bear scat everywhere, but here's the deal, it's bear season. Yesterday, 2 different places I heard a lot of dogs baying, and when you hear about 5 dogs baying like that, you know what they got. They got a bear treed up. And so bear season started not too long ago, I think last weekend or so, and deer season's in too. So you hear a rifle shot every now and then. I think I've seen one hunter actually on the trail in the last week or so. There's not a ton of them. I'm not real concerned about them like I was up in Pennsylvania. They're not like walking down the trail like they do up there. But it's going on. And that's an advantage to me because the bears are a little more skittish. They're skittish already. They're scared to death of humans. They don't know who we are. They may have seen maybe 5 humans before. So when they see you coming, they're like, what the heck is that? And they go running off. They're big dogs is what they are. Different than grizzlies, you know? Grizzlies will rip your damn head off. You don't want to mess with those things. You just look at them the wrong way, you back up from one of those babies, you're dead. The black bear, they're just not like that unless they've had problems with people feeding them before. If a bear's ever been fed, that bear has to be put down because then they get food aggressive. But you got to be in like a national park to find that stuff. In Shenandoah, that's why that bear was coming up to my food. Elsewhere, they don't mess with you. Deer, have I seen deer? I haven't seen near as many deer as I saw in Pennsylvania. I saw some really big deer. I saw a real nice 8-pointer. A young one, not fully grown, but he was good up in northern Virginia. But the deer have gotten more sparse. Sorry, I got a fly messing with me. Rut's about over. It's been a while since I've seen a rut. Well, I saw one yesterday, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of them. So the deer have kind of calmed down. I see some doe every now and then, but nothing all that big like I was seeing. I was seeing some pretty good ones up there, actually. When it comes to wildlife, I got to tell you about the hawks. I read a sign yesterday. The trail runs right along the Blue Ridge Parkway, and it crosses the Blue Ridge Parkway multiple times during your day. Especially yesterday, saw some beautiful views up there right before the rain came in. Now on the parkway, they have these little signs. One of them was explaining about the hawk migration. I started seeing hawks migrate back in September. That's when they usually roll through here. Believe it or not, in Buena Vista, I saw a ton of hawks flying by, going straight south. It's been a while since I heard the geese. I heard some geese last week, but they were around a pond. They weren't flying south. They're already down there. They're already down to Mexico. You know what I'm saying? They're already down at the Gulf. They're posting up down there on the coast already. So I just couldn't believe I saw hawks. It reminded me of the band I See Hawks in L.A., one of my favorite country bands from L.A. Other than that, that's the fauna update, I suppose. Flora, well, the trees are all pretty much, the leaves are gone, which gives me a good view. I did see some trees down here in the Great Valley that still had green leaves. I don't know what species that is, but I'd love to know. Even though it's this time of year, I gotta say the forest is still beautiful. I love it. And been enjoying the great people of Virginia. We'll see what happens tomorrow. It depends on how much I want to party. I'm really wanting to celebrate this 2/3 deal. It's not going to be too long. Just a few weeks, we'll be at that 3/4 mark. We've got to have a party then. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's kind of hard to find a girl to dance with at a wine bar, but we'll see what goes on later on tonight. I kind of want to cut one loose tonight. So, look, I'll keep in touch with you maybe a week or so, see what's going on with this weather. And that's it. I'm going to enjoy a good, what did I order this time? Oh yeah, red Zinfandel, and I got my salad over here. So you guys take care, and I'll talk to you guys later.